Some carrots, and what I love about this recipe, it keeps and it keeps and it keeps and it keeps, and I love that. I think that's awesome. So many different ways you can do this, but we're just going to go to the basic way first. So I've got two vinegars, apple cider vinegar and rice wine vinegar. I'm going to measure 120 mils of the apple cider and 120 mils of the rice wine vinegar. Then I'm going to add some raw sugar, around about a cup. And we want to bring this to a simmer. So apple cider vinegar, rice wine vinegar, cup of raw sugar. I've got some water. Bring this to a boil. Make sure the sugar is completely dissolved. It's got to come to the boil and you have to dissolve that sugar. You can still see the sugar, right? It's not dissolved yet and it hasn't come to the boil. It's really important that it does. This is time to add salt and pepper. It's a good time to taste this actually, so you can get an idea of the sweetness and the vinegariness. Is that even a word? It's a word now. Oh my God, that tastes amazing. All right, now we want to peel our carrots. That still hasn't come up to the boil. Good, good, good. This is good. We're on a roll here. And now I want to cut it into so I've used 4 carrots here, all up. Perfect. Okay, this is boiled. Fantastic. All right, it's hot, so be careful. Then the next step is to have our orange essential oils. Now I use Young Living, okay? Young Living is my gig. I use Young Living cleaning products. I use all of their products. I love their products. It's like essential oils is a little bit of a luxury. I have them, but I use most of the brand. I use the cleaning products, and I find them super rewarding. And then I have the essential oils for around the house. I have them in my bag. I use them as perfume. I don't wear perfume anymore. It's like they've just changed my life. If I'm feeling like I've got a sore back, I've got all the different oils for that. So 3 drops. You know, when you drop oils into hot water like this, it creates a really beautiful smell actually. Oh, it's so potent. These oils are amazing. It's like you can find out all the information. I'll put the link in below, but if you want to join up, I'll put a link in there. They will tell you everything, how they grow it, from seed to sealing it into a bottle. And I love that as a company. So it's kind of my gig. All right, the next thing you're going to do is add the carrots to this vessel here. And what I want to do is I want to lay them down the first lot, and then I want to pick some dill and I want to put some dill just on top of it. I'm not breaking the dill up, I'm not chopping the dill. I'm basically just getting some like this, and I'm gonna sit it on top of the carrots. So I'm gonna put some down the bottom first, and I'm putting them flat, like that. And then some dill, and then some more carrots. And then some more dill, and then some more carrots. I'm gonna pour the liquid over the top. Rest of the carrots in. Some more dill. Now this is really hot, so be careful. And lastly, the weights. So the weights, you want to make sure that it sits on top of the carrots, just like that. Oh my God, it's perfect. And everything is submerged. Can you see that? Now over here, there's one floating just there, right? It has to stay under the water. The pickling has to. Any other ones floating? Oh yeah, there's one there. So I'm not going to put the lid on until this is completely cooled down. And when it is completely cooled down and this is not hot, right? I'm going to sit it here for about a week. And then I'm going to remove it from my pickling vessel and I'm going to put it into a jar. Now this one has got some fresh whole garlic cloves and some chili flakes. Doesn't have the orange essence in there. So see how I'm making different ones? This is the exciting part about it. The flavor, the smell is like, oh, it's hard to explain. Right, this smell over here, when I smell this, I can smell orange and the vinegar is quite potent, right? Here, it's really mellowed down a lot. One of the important things about pickles is do not put your fingers in them. Stunning. Like, kind of like you know the pickles you get in the jars? My dad used to have pickles on his sandwich, like cucumber pickles and relishes and things. Tastes like old-fashioned dad's pickles. And it brings back actually a lot of memories for me just eating this now, because I can just see him making a sandwich and cutting his pickles and putting them on the sandwich. It's what he used to do. So this is exactly the same method, but I've got garlic and chili. This one, I've just added the orange essential oils and no garlic and chili. This is going to go back in the fridge. This is going to cool down and be there. And that's how you make a really quick, kind of no fuss, delicious situation that's going to last literally a long time. Like I'm thinking a long time, like months and months and months. And it's just going to sit in the fridge. It's going to be fabulous. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye. Everybody loves a pickle. I do. I love them on burgers, on wraps, on a Buddha bowl, on salads. This recipe is in my new cookbook. It's incredible plant-based meals and dishes and condiments and bits and pieces and smoothies and hot drinks and cold drinks and all the things that you can love at home and amazing stories to go with each recipe. So easy as anything. You're going to need apple cider vinegar, coconut sugar, some amazing dill, and just chopped up. I like to just run my knife through it like this, straight into there, and then some slices of cucumber. Try and keep them all the same size. Okay, and then look at this amazing situation. This is the thing with cooking. You just got to let go, right? And I've got a beautiful little red shallot, just into ringlets like this. And this is going to go into here. And this is a quick pickle. And the whole point of this is you can eat it straight away, or you can put it into the fridge and have them later. How long can you keep it in the fridge? Look, you know, you can keep it in the fridge as long as you don't keep putting your hands in it and putting the same spoon in it. Okay? Because what happens, salt and pepper, absolutely. If I keep putting my hands in it all the time, it's going to go off. So just be mindful of that. Give it a really good stir. Dissolve that sugar in that beautiful apple cider vinegar. Okay, straight into a jar. And I've got this little situation that my girlfriend Mel bought me. And you're going to tip them in there, just like this. And then you're going to push them down. And notice how I'm not using my hands, do you? Yeah. Because bacteria breeds with these, and you want it to completely cover. See how the liquid is covering everything? And there we go. I put it on a dip platter when you're having tapas. This is one of the many recipes in this incredible book, and there's so many stories attached to it. It's really hard to explain this to you on camera, but you've got to get my cookbook and you've got to dive into it, because this recipe is got so much substance and food culture to it. Interesting and really simple ingredients. You're gonna absolutely adore this. So you're gonna need lemongrass, and you're gonna peel back the actual kind of fibrous parts of the lemongrass so you get the nice soft bits. And you wanna cut that really thinly, as thin as you can. Well, actually, I'm not going to use the whole thing because it gets too fibrous up here. So I'm going to stop right there and leave that for another time. It's cool, right? So I've got some lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves. I've had these in the freezer, which is super cool. And you can put yours in the freezer too. I'm just going to take out the stem, just like that. Oh, they've been in there in a plastic bag for a long time. So yeah, so if you buy some, when you make this dish, and I really hope you do, and the full recipe is in my cookbook, you buy the kaffir lime leaves in a container. And what I do is I take them out of the container and put them in a Ziploc bag, and they're in there. And look at them, they're fine. That came out of the freezer, and they've probably been in there for 4 months, 3 months, like a long time. I rolled that leaf up. Have a look at this. So just rolling it up nice and tight. My little leaf with my big fingers and as thin as possible, okay? And just slowly, if you're not confident with a knife, just run your knife through and then run your knife through again, just by doing this. Okay, so that's the second ingredient. Now we're going to have some shallots, and shallots are just beautiful, and these are really, really tiny little ones. And if you can't get shallots, you can use a quarter of an onion. And if you can get shallots, and they're much bigger than this, just use 1 or 1.5, because I know in some countries they're about this big. Thinly as possible. Chili. Now, have a look in here. Check out all these chilies. Which ones? We're going hot, aren't we? We like it hot, don't we? Yeah, so I don't want these long kind of capsicum-y chilies that don't have much heat. These are fiery as anything, so I'm going to go with these ones, and I think 1. 1. Slice them up. You're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell do I serve this glory with? Well, you know, you're going to need a little bit of salt, just a little, and a little bit of pepper, just a tiny bit of salt, but more so the pepper than anything. And it goes straight into the bowl with that slice of lime. Have a look down in here. And this is where the stories come out in the cookbook, because I've been writing about how I learnt this. So coconut oil. And then you're going to get your fingers and you're going to squish. And then you're going to get the lime and squeeze the lime into it. And then just do this. Do not rub your eyes. All your private parts, for God's sake. True, right? Enough chili? Oh, we can do more chili, right? And this is the gift right now. Oh, just fragrant. And it's always done with the hands, right? And this is how we eat Sambal Matah, which is super, super cool. We take a little bit of it and we put it on the edge of our meal and we eat it, seriously, with our hands. We take some rice, we put some sambal there, we take some greens and we scoop it up. And then this is the shovel, the thumb. I know, and it goes like this. Our hands don't touch our mouth. True, right? Now I just want to eat it all. No, really. Every recipe in the cookbook has a story, and this was taught to me by many mothers around Indonesia. And it's a privilege to stand in front of you in your kitchen at home. And throughout the cookbook has so many different stories and so many different food cultures, and this is one of them, and I'm so proud to stand here in front of you. And if you don't like eating with your hands and you're feeling awkward, turn me off. Just turn it off. But I sit on many floors around Indonesia and have this wonderful relationship with people that allow me into their homes and their kitchens, and this is what I've learned. Click the link below.